Long, long ago, when heaven and earth were still one, the entire universe was contained in an egg-shaped cloud. All the matter of the universe swirled chaotically in that egg. Deep within the swirling matter was Pangu, a huge giant who grew in the chaos. For 18,000 years, he developed and slept in the egg. Finally, one day he awoke and stretched, and the egg broke to release the matter of the universe. The lighter, purer elements drifted upward to make the sky and heavens, and the heavier, impure elements settled downwards to make the earth. In the midst of this new world, Pangu worried that heaven and earth might mix again, so he resolved to hold them apart, and the heavens on his head and the earth under his feet. As the two continued to separate, Pangu grew to hold them apart. For 18,000 years he continued to grow until the heavens were 30,000 miles above the earth. For much longer he continued to hold the two apart, fearing the return of the chaos of his youth. Finally he realized they were stable, and soon after that he died. With the immense giant's death, the earth took on new character. His arms and legs became the four directions and the mountains. His blood became the rivers, and his sweat became the rain and dew. His voice became the thunder, and his breath became the winds. His hair became the grass, and his veins became the roads and paths. His teeth and bones became the minerals and rocks, and his flesh became the soil of the fields. Up above, his left eye became the sun, and his right eye became the moon. Thus in death as in life, Pangu made the world as it is today. Many centuries later, there was a goddess named Nu-Wa who roamed this wild world that Pangu had left behind. And she became lonely in her solitude. Stopping by a pond to rest, she saw her reflection and realized that there was nothing like her in the world. She resolved to make something like herself for company. From the edge of the pond, she took some mud and shaped it in the form of a human being. At first, her creation was lifeless, and she set it down. It took life as soon as it touched the soil. However, and soon the human was dancing and celebrating its new life. Pleased with her creation, Nu-Wa made more of them, and soon her loneliness disappeared in the throng of little humans around her. For 2 days she made them, and still she wanted to make more. Finally, she pulled down a long vine and dragged it through the mud, and then she swung the vine through the air. Droplets of mud flew everywhere, and when they fell, they became more humans that were nearly as perfect as the ones she had made by hand. Soon she had spread humans over the whole world. The ones she made by hand became the aristocrats. The ones she made with the vine became the poor common people. Even then, Nu-Wa realized that her work was incomplete, because as her creations died, she would have to make more. She solved the problem by dividing the humans into male and female, so that they could reproduce and save her from having to make new humans to break her solitude. Many years later, Pangu's greatest fear came true. The heavens collapsed so that there were holes in the sky, and the earth cracked, letting water rush from below to flood the earth. At other places, fire sprang forth from the earth, and everywhere wild beasts emerged from the forests to prey on the people. Nu-Wa drove the beasts back and healed the earth. To fix the sky, she took stones of many colors from the river and built a fire in which she melted them. She used the molten rock to patch the holes in the sky, and she used the 4 legs of a giant turtle to support the sky. Exhausted by her labors, she soon lay down and died, and like Pangu, from her body came many more features to adorn the world that she had restored.